Going to be learning about the Lewis dot structure for NF3, nitrogen, fluorine 3. And first we're going to fill in this chart for how many elements that, or the element name, the number of atoms, how many electrons they have, how many they want, and how many they need. So for the element number we have for the element we have nitrogen, and then on the bottom row we'll put F for fluorine, and then for the number of atoms you get from the thing that they've given you. So for N, we see that there's an invisible 1 there, so we put 1 for number of atoms, and since F has a little 3, we'll put 3. And so for the number of electrons that nitrogen has, if you look at the periodic table, it is in the 5th row. If you go 8, 7, 6, 5, so nitrogen has 5 electrons, and fluorine 8, 7 has 7 electrons, and they both want 8. So nitrogen needs 3 while fluorine needs 1. So now we need to figure out how many total electrons, valence electrons, or electrons there's going to be. So we'll do N equals 1 times 5, which equals 5. We do the number of atoms times the number of electrons that they have, and then we'll do F equals 3 times 7, which equals 21. There's 3 atoms and then 7 electrons. And so, since there's no negative or positive charge on this, the total number of electrons is 26. So now we can start with the Lewis dot structure. So we'll start by putting, since nitrogen is the least electronegative, we will put nitrogen in the middle, and nitrogen has 5 electrons, so we will fill in nitrogen with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then there's 3 atoms of fluorine, so we have to put fluorine 3 times, and fluorine has they each have 7 electrons, so we'll fill in fluorine. We'll fill this one in to where each one has 7. Now, each atom needs to be full with 8 electrons. So what we're going to do first is make a connection from nitrogen to the first fluorine, which gives this fluorine 2, 4, 6, and a bond counts as 2 electrons, so 8. So this one is good. And then we will, for nitrogen, it still has 2, 4, 6, so nitrogen still needs 2 more. So we can make a connection over here, which gives this one 2, 4, 6, 8, and this one 2, 4, 6, 7. So it still needs another connection. So we could go from nitrogen to this fluorine, which gives this fluorine 2, 4, 6, 8, and then back to nitrogen 2, 4, 6, 8. So now that each one has 8, we need to check and make sure that there are 26 electrons total, which is this, we have to match that number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So there are 26 electrons, which means that this Lewis dot structure matches our chart. And that is how you do a Lewis dot structure.